In the heart of Texas, Jack Harrison, a man of few words and a mechanic's steady hands, ran a successful auto repair shop. His life was simple, straightforward, like the engines he fixed. At 30, he'd built an empire of sorts, 4 shops scattered across the state, each bearing his name. Yet, his world was about to be upended by a force he couldn't have predicted. A young woman named Emma Stone. Emma was unlike anyone Jack had ever met. She was a whirlwind of energy, her laughter infectious, her eyes sparkling with an intelligence that caught him off guard. She'd walked into his life on a sunny Friday afternoon, her father sending her to pick up a car for her 20th birthday. Jack felt it then, a spark igniting in his chest, a connection he couldn't explain. Their first meeting was a dance of sorts, a back and forth of words left unspoken and glances shared. When Emma asked him out, Jack was taken aback, but he found himself saying yes, eager to explore this strange, exhilarating feeling. They spent the evening talking, laughing, and for the first time in a long time, Jack felt seen, understood. Jack and Emma's whirlwind romance culminated in a wedding a year later. Their love story was the stuff of small-town legends, but not everyone was happy for them. Emma's mother, Victoria, made no secret of her disdain for Jack. She saw him as a grease monkey, unworthy of her daughter's affection. Victoria's words stung, but Jack bore them stoically, determined not to let her bitterness taint his love for Emma. As the years passed, Jack and Emma built a life together. They had 2 boys, Noah and Ethan, and a successful business that kept Jack busier than he ever imagined. Yet, despite their happiness, the specter of Victoria's disapproval lingered, a constant reminder of the family divide. Emma's younger sister, Olivia, had always been the quiet one, her laughter soft, her eyes often cast downward. She'd been a teenager when a terrible accident had left her unable to bear children. The surgery had been a success, but the emotional toll had been devastating. Olivia withdrew into herself. Her once vibrant spirit dimmed. Now, at 32, Olivia was desperate for a child. She and her husband, Chase, had tried everything, but the dream of parenthood remained elusive. When Olivia confided in Emma her desire to explore surrogacy, Emma's heart ached for her sister. She knew the pain of longing for something you couldn't have, the emptiness that gnawed at you like a ravenous beast. Emma wrestled with the idea of surrogacy, the thought process of Emma considering the idea of being a surrogate for her sister Olivia. Emma sat on the porch, her eyes fixed on the stars above, her mind racing. She'd been thinking about Olivia's words all day, the desperation in her sister's voice as she talked about surrogacy. Emma knew the pain of longing for something you couldn't have, the emptiness that gnawed at you like a ravenous beast. She had felt it when she'd first met Jack, the longing for connection, for love. Now, as she looked at her own children, Noah and Ethan, sleeping peacefully in their beds, she felt a pang in her heart. She knew the joy of holding them, the love that transcended all understanding, and she knew, with a certainty that filled her with warmth, that she could give that same joy to Olivia. But could she do it? Could she carry another woman's child, knowing that it wouldn't be hers to keep? The thought terrified her, but it also exhilarated her. She was strong, she knew that. She had faced challenges before, and she had always come out victorious. This was no different. She thought about Jack, about how he would react. Would he understand her decision, support her, or would he be angry, feel betrayed that she hadn't talked to him about it first? She knew she had to be honest with him, to lay it all out on the table. They were a team, after all, and they faced everything together. And then there was Victoria, Emma's mother. She had made no secret of her disdain for Jack, and Emma knew that she would never approve of this. But did that matter? Emma was an adult, a mother, a wife. She didn't need her mother's approval to make this decision. As she sat there under the vast Texas sky, Emma made her choice. She would be Olivia's surrogate, and she would face whatever challenges came her way with the same determination and love that had defined her life thus far. Jack was taken aback when Emma told him about her decision. He'd known Olivia's struggle, had seen the shadows that haunted her eyes. But he hadn't considered surrogacy, hadn't thought about the implications for Emma, for their family. "Why didn't you talk to me about this?" Jack asked, his voice gentle but firm. He wanted to understand, to be a part of this decision that would change their lives. Emma looked at him. Her eyes filled with a mix of determination and vulnerability. "I didn't want to put you in the middle. I wanted to make sure Olivia was okay, that she had what she needed." Jack pulled her close, his heart aching for her. "We're a team, you and I. That includes this." From that moment on, Jack threw himself into supporting Emma and Olivia. He attended appointments, read books, and even joined a support group for couples facing infertility. He saw the strength in Emma, the love that bound their family together. And he knew, as surely as he knew the sun would rise, that they would face this challenge together, united. Emma's pregnancy was a whirlwind of emotions. She was elated one moment, terrified the next. She worried about the baby, about Olivia, about the changes that lay ahead. But most of all, she worried about herself, about losing herself in this journey. Jack saw the struggle in her eyes, the battle she waged within herself. He held her hand, offered words of encouragement, and listened, truly listened, as she poured her heart out. He saw her strength, her vulnerability, her love, and he knew, as surely as he knew his own name, that she was more than just a surrogate. She was a mother, fierce and loving, and their family would be forever changed by her sacrifice. The day Ava was born was a blur of joy and relief. Emma held the tiny girl, her heart swelling with a love she hadn't known possible. She looked at Olivia, saw the wonder in her eyes, and knew that this was what it was all about. Love, pure and simple, transcending blood and biology. As Ava grew, Emma found herself drawn to the baby, her love for her insatiable. She watched as Olivia and Chase navigated parenthood, their love for their daughter a beacon of light in their lives. And she knew, with a certainty that filled her with warmth, that she was part of this, a mother in her own right. Years passed, and Ava grew into a beautiful, spirited little girl. She was the sun around which their family revolved, her laughter the music that filled their days. Emma watched her, her heart swelling with pride and love. She was Ava's mother in every way that mattered. One day, as they sat in the park, Ava's tiny hand in hers, Emma turned to Olivia. "I never thought I could love someone else's child like this," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "But I do. I love her like she's my own." Olivia smiled, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "She is your own, Emma. You're her mother, and nothing can ever change that." In that moment, under the wide Texas sky, their family was reborn. They were a tapestry of love and sacrifice, of blood and choice. They were a family, bound together by the unspoken promises that lay at the heart of every great love story. As the sun set on another perfect Texas day, Jack and Emma stood on the porch, their arms wrapped around each other. They watched as Ava and Noah chased fireflies in the yard, their laughter a symphony that filled their hearts. "Look at them," Jack said, his voice filled with wonder. "They're going to grow up so fast." Emma leaned into him, her heart full. We'll be here for them every step of the way. That's what families do." Jack looked at her, his eyes reflecting the love that had grown between them over the years. "We've built something beautiful, you and I. A family, a love that will last a lifetime." Emma smiled, her heart swelling with love. "It's not just us, Jack. It's all of us. We're a family, a love unending." And as they stood there, their love a beacon in the gathering darkness, they knew that their story was just beginning. For love, like life, was a journey, a path that wound and twisted, that rose and fell, and they, like all who dared to love, would follow it wherever it led, their hearts open, their love unending.